Hi everybody, so I'm waiting when we start live. So hello people started to join. Glad to see you. So today is Chrysalid Gallery live session number 9. So last week it was 8, now it's live session number 9. And we hope to make it special again for you. And today it will join us Martina. And we will host in this live session Chrysalid Live together. So me, Alexey, and I'm director of Chrysalid Gallery. And as you probably know, I'm not the only one who is working in the gallery, so we are a team of 5 people. So me, director, then there is Martina that you heard her and you saw her on the previous live sessions. Then we have our identity and our visual director, Anton, and his Instagram name is Kuchaka. We have our social media moderator, Tatiana von Shifman, and when you write the messages to our Instagram, most of the time she is answering you and she's controlling what is happening here on Instagram, and all her achievements is actually on her. And also we have an assistant in the gallery, Bruno Angular, who helps us with the marketing, and now we start new applications for the gallery development, for subsidies. And he also starts his own projects in the gallery, and he curated a few exhibitions as well. So actually all these exhibitions related with the raw contest, and we are going to talk about this today. Hello Rima, hello, and thank you for joining people. So don't stay shy, don't only watch, feel free to communicate, feel free to write your questions. And I'm here, we started the live session, Chrysalid Live, on Sunday, just to start being more implicit and actually to start communicating with you on a wider scale, and not only in the gallery, but to use the possibility of social media to talk with our fans and with our followers, with artists, to answer your questions, and actually to mostly to be for you, to be helpful, to give you the perspective of the gallery. So feel free to write where you're from. It's always, I'm encouraging you to write because it's really fantastic. Some of people I know where you're from, like Rima, she's from UK, our big fan. But yeah, guys, feel free to write your questions. What do you think? What are your issues as an artist? And we will try to answer. And your question might be about how to be an artist, how to develop as an artist. Hello, France. Yes, indeed. And of course, we're going to answer your questions regarding how to work with the gallery and what is specific questions we need. In the previous live sessions, we were talking already about the statements, about the artworks development, about your personal development, about how to contact the galleries. Last week, I think I have mentioned a bit about the about art fairs. So actually, most of the fairs that are prestigious, usually it's gallery based. Hello Tatiana, hello everybody who's joining. So those people who are joining, feel free to write where you're from. Last week I was talking about that actually to the tango the gallery and artists are doing is the collaboration together and self-development, and to go to the fairs, to the magazines, because usually the fairs and magazines prefer the artists who are covered by the galleries. But nevertheless, there are options for independent artists to participate. There are online platforms where you can sell, guys, your art, your artworks. You can Google them. It's easy. I don't like to make publicity, so feel free to Google and to find them themselves. It's many of them. Usually it's like country based, or best in France, or best in Netherlands, or best in Germany, best in China, or best in US. So it depends on where your geographical position. You can find the best platforms that fits you best, because usually the clients, the people who buy, they're situated in a vicinity of the platform. So if the platform is German based, and you are in Italy, and you want Italian clients, so most probably it will be difficult, and German clients most probably will prefer the German based artists or galleries. So that's your risk. That's maybe a bit unfair, but that's what is noticed, the way the market is functioning. Or if you are working in Europe and you want to go to some US platform, just be aware that it's also, though there are good sales and they're reporting many sales and good incomes, just be aware that you are risking that just different continents, different countries probably will not be well responding to your geographical position, and people usually checking that. So just make a good selection before going to online platforms to sell your artworks and to be independent. There is also ideas, I was thinking, like Amazon. For example, you can create your own business account and to start selling your artworks or your production, your books, if you're doing the books, your publications, or anything artistic products you are doing. I think Amazon can be a good platform for this as well, especially when you're independent and you want to achieve some financial kind of incomes. So it can be good. Going to the festivals, this year they all canceled because of Corona. Oh, here it is, Martina. So yeah, so all the fairs are cancelled during the summer. So I would start thinking already about the next year participations. We as a gallery, we going to Basel. Now it's going to be online, and the mid-June we start our second exhibition, virtual reality exhibition with Photo Basel, where we're going to feature our guest artist Rabinhausen, and with him we're going to make a solo exhibition in Photo Basel in September. So if you're going to be in Switzerland, feel free to join us. It's also in the middle of September, so feel free to Google and how to check how it works. Another thing, then we plan to be at Unseen in Amsterdam. If everything goes well and there are no new corona waves, which like happening now in Israel, for example, or start slowly in Europe again. So hopefully everything will stay open, and we are still encouraging you to keep the distance, and be very careful, as it is for our responsibility to not to start the new wave and not to ruin our businesses, artistic development, art fairs, and everything we want to achieve. And then in November, the gallery plans to be in Italy, in Torino, to go to Artissima Art Week and to participate at the Others Art Fair. That's for emerging artists and for the other point of view, let's say art galleries. So we are planning to be in Italy as well, and we're starting our art season in Rotterdam 5-6 September. So it's Saturday and Sunday. So if you are in Rotterdam or you want to go through Rotterdam-based galleries, hello Samuele, hello people. So if you are in Rotterdam or you want to visit galleries in September with our new show, actually it will be featuring the exhibition of Samuele, featuring our representative artist who has now joined our chat live session, and is going to be Natalia Grezina, who is also represented artist, and together we are making the show, duo show, really special, and Marth von Loeben is going to create it, and hopefully she will join our chat today as we agreed. So hello everybody who is joining, so feel free to write where you're from, it's very interesting all the time. So go live. Martina, hopefully she will join us in the chat. So yeah, Martina, hello, sweetheart.
Sweet.
Yeah, you have a nice day. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I was just started to talk that Samuela has joined us on the video, Natalia, and our new exhibition in September.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 5, 6 September, guys, who are watching us, feel free to join us in Rotterdam in September. I don't know, Martina, have you something to say to us about that exhibition? Do you know something about it?
Do you know something about so I gave a little bit of snippets during the past 2 lives that I did, talking about how I curate an exhibition, how I build an exhibition with the artists. And for this new one, well, we're gonna combine, like you said, 2 different artists that have 2 different mediums. So Natalia is gonna be mainly we're gonna do sculpture, we're gonna do an installation with her works. And instead with Samuele, it's going to be mostly drawings. We're still brainstorming in that phase when see what kind of techniques we can also explore, and how to also, to experiment with that a little bit more. And especially I'm going to write for both of them. Hopefully for Natalia it's going to be a song, like I'm going to write poetry, and also for Samuel I'm going to write some poetry regarding silence and regarding how to...
Wow, even for me it's always surprising. The song, we're going to sing the songs.
Hopefully yes. Yeah, if with the corona didn't exactly help our plan into that part, so I would write the text and then we would engage with someone else who actually knows how to write music.
Yeah.
Because that part still haven't been able to tackle. And then I will probably sing it, so we'll probably record it and have it there. So that's the plan for September. As we delve a little bit into the subject, I can give also a bit of an insight on what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But mainly with Natalia, for sure, it's going to be the main subject. It's going to be about the Black Sea and how it relates to Sevastopol and the history of the town, of the city, especially. And with Samuel instead, it's going to be a little bit more introspective, a little bit more into personal experience regarding death and regarding silence, and how to express that through the medium.
Nice. And I think it's going to be our 3rd year of working together. Yes?
Well, we're gonna start it. Yeah, it's gonna be well, it's June, so July it's gonna be our 2nd anniversary. Yeah, for sure.
And that's we start the 3rd year.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the 3rd year. Wow, time flies.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, because when we met even before that. Like, we were thinking to speak about this today a bit, how we started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't think it's like improvising. Yeah, because we started to work with Martina. We met when we were working. I was working as volunteer in sales for Cinnamon Gallery. And Martina was
Here in Rotterdam. Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
5 years. 5 years.
Sounds like ages. My God. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
I was.
That's how it is.
I was like, you are now today. Yeah, and then you graduated, and my God, opened the gallery, and then you were helping me from time to time.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
Beautiful.
And then it started, and then with the exhibition, and then with the first curated one with Pablo.
Yes.
Definitely.
And then I think your fully first curatorial exhibition was featuring Ricardo and Iris.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah, that was the first proper one in December 2018. Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first proper one. And and then we had the exhibition with Mima, and then the one with Natalia, which I curated also the content a little bit more.
That was a really big show, I remember.
it was very fun to make. It was really nice, and yeah, and I'm very happy that Natalia came.
And then, thanks to all this show, we started to deviate from street photography.
Yes,
So
yeah, that was my fault. Sorry, guys. That was really my fault.
That's Martina.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
That started to deviate the gallery from pure street photography to something contemporary
a
art.
little bit more.
To that
Yeah, that's true.
was a beautiful move and kind of embracing the new complexities.
Yeah, well, we did it kind of. It was not like really abrupt. It was not. So we just eased into the sculptural and a little bit more experimental into that sense. So it was not too
Yes, it was
too much of a shock.
yes. And even I remember with Natalia, when it was a lot of embroidery, it was still photography there.
Yeah, we still had a few. Actually, it was vintage photography from. It was actually real photographs that that Natalia had of her grandmother, and we included that because we thought it would actually ground the storyline a little bit more, since it was a mix of her own experience and her grandmother experience. I think I had the feeling that we had to have some like historical objects there that it would ground a little bit more. So it's not really like a fairy tale. It was narrated as a fairy tale, but it was not fictional in a sense. So we took from direct experiences that Natalia had, but especially that her grandmother had during the war, and Natalia had kept this archive of her photos during the war, after the war, and so on, and the relationship that Natalia had with her grandmother as well. So we thought it had to be included in that sense.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because I think it also connects with the story that you are telling here in the live, that starting the show, starting from a personal subject and experiences. I think, yes, that's how.
Yeah. In a way, I always try to encourage the artist to start from something personal, not necessarily personal as in too intimate, but something that they are interested in, or they want to tackle, they want to develop, they want to they just want to make a little bit of research in and understand how it works. And I think that's the easiest, because well, and that's also the starting point for all artists. You do something that you like, you have something that interests you, and then you explore it within your own practice. So yeah, definitely.
And it was a really fantastic show. I still remember that.
It was nice. And it probably was the first show that we actually turned the gallery into a big installation.
Yes.
Yes, with the soil.
Yes, it was really.
Definitely. But it was fun to make. It was really nice to make, and it was a little. I was a little bit sad when we had to take it down. It was probably the first real exhibition that I was like, "Fuck! I wish it had stayed like a month longer or something like that."
Or like permanent exhibition.
A permanent exhibition, yeah, definitely. So
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Yeah, because those who don't know, it's like it was really pieces of ground in the gallery, and it was hanging on the walls from the ceiling. It
Yeah.
was really specially featured for this show. And then actually Natalia and Martina started to make the book out of it. So it was in the first chapter that was shown in Rotterdam. The Black Sea always turns red. And it was the second chapter that was shown in Moscow last year. And now we're coming to the third chapter, I guess.
Yeah, and now we're coming to the third chapter, and it was, I think we still have to talk about it a little bit more, but it's probably going to be about the elements. So like water, fire, earth, wind, in that sense, and how they relate right now to the ecosystem in general, to the environment. So that's why also the Black Sea comes into play. So it's probably going to be the first part of the third chapter, in that sense, and it's So it's actually the first time that we are make it a little bit more general regarding the history of the city, and not like a specific place or a specific historical events. So we're making it a little bit general, but yeah. So and we're gonna develop it further. But for now, yeah, the 100 Years War. So that's the whole project, and the whole name of the project. That's going to be in chapter, and I don't know when it's going to be over. And we were gonna have like a huge book with the documentation and
Like Russians and Italians like to make a big romance, like thick one that it takes you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thick ones, probably in like English and Russian, so like double languages. Yeah, that could be interesting for sure.
Yes, and that's actually beautiful as curatorial work and a gallery challenge and everything, all like a lot of resources from us. So
Yeah,
like to put it
definitely.
combined together. Hopefully Samuele will come, yes. Samuele, he was here in the chat, so hopefully he is still here watching us.
Yeah. Yeah, with Samuele, we started working, we started brainstorming about almost a year ago. So I met him recently. For those who just don't know, I met him in 2019, in the summer of 2019, and he was already working on books. And I was really interested into what he was doing visually, but I could also see that there was a lot more going behind this drawings, like the pure visual aesthetic part. And so I started just poking a little bit behind, like scratching a little bit, and see how, like, what kind of things he was interested in, and how he just produced the work, like what were the inspiration was. And like exchanging emails and just calling and see what was his interest, what he wanted to experiment with. But yeah, so you basically, for me, I tailor myself to the process of the artist. So it's not something that I can help and I can recommend. I can do research, or was like, okay, try and experiment this way, but then they are the ones that want to do it.
But actually, it's an interesting subject. We need to speak about it maybe in the next session somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
We like to speak how we are working with an artist, what is happening at backstage, because we are talking that there are research and we're talking,
Yeah.
and yeah, to be like really specific actually how it happens, the work between gallery curator and the
Yeah,
artist, and how we create some exhibitions and the shows, how much of communication, drinking,
yes, yeah. Also, yeah. Drinking, eating, yeah.
eating pizzas, yeah, and
That's true.
just to find some fun and consistent solution for the exhibition.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I had like I made the example of the exhibition that we did with Alice, but every exhibition, every artist has its own, so it's very different in this sense.
Exhibition for those who are watching us is still end of July,
End
so,
of July. Yes.
so it's like a lot of time. We open Saturdays. We open for public audience, I guess, and the time of the week is by appointment. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's it. Yeah, we just please don't be shy, and if you want to visit during the week,
Yeah.
you can call us
Yeah.
for sure.
So let's speak about your contest.
Let's speak about rock contest. Yeah. So I noticed that it was, and I think I told it a little bit in the last two lives, that it was from my part that I didn't explain too much how we renovated the rock contest and what exactly we were looking for. And for that, I do apologize, but I think that the winner that we selected for the first part, for the first subject, is a really good example of what we were looking for. So we chose the metamorphosis subject, and I wanted to have something very, not general, but kind of broad, so you could feel free to interpret it as you wanted. In the sense, with old material that you had, with new material that you were able to shoot, and then just justify it a little bit, like write a small text that would provide a little bit of insight into why those pictures made sense as a metamorphosis. And actually, in the post that we made yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, there is
Yesterday,
this
today,
small, exactly, there is a short text that Anna wrote regarding the selection that she had made. And I think it made it for really interesting. I had not, it was something new for me, as in, for me, like a metamorphosis, it's something like a change of something that is already alive. And she instead focused a little bit more on how hard materials become pliable with time and with transformation and with change. And I personally really loved the selection that she made. And also we're gonna have an interview with her next week during the live on Sunday. So that's going to be a little bit more interesting for those of you who want to understand what her process was and how to critique it. Not criticizing, but critique it, like delve into that a little bit more. And also we received quite a few submissions that had poetry.
Yes.
That had poetry in it, which was sort of unexpected. I mean, I had not, I had just, like, I think we received like a little less than 10 submissions, and almost half of it had poems in it that the photographers wrote themselves. And I was surprised in a good way, absolutely. But I did not expect it. So for the next subject, that is going to be the 2 months that are going to follow us, we actually decided to select like the last stanza of a poem by Robert Frost. So I have my book here. I'm not gonna read the whole poem, but I can give you a little bit of a snippet. And the poem is actually it's actually quite famous. Robert Frost was a poet of the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. Sorry, that worked and lived in the U.S. So, and he had this lovely relationship with, lovely, let's call it interesting relationship with nature. And we decided to select the last stanza of a poem which is called "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening." And it narrates of him walking through the woods with the snow during the night, and getting a little bit lost, but at the same time having this drive of having to walk through the woods.
And just to say, for people who are watching, that's the subject for the next 2 months.
For the next one.
Yes.
We're gonna post it. Yeah, we're gonna post it a little bit better. So that, with the last stanza written out, so you don't have to look it up, but you have a reference with that. I also plan on maybe this coming Thursday, do like a special live, critiquing a little bit more about the poem and about the subjects, so that you understand what we can talk, like if you have questions regarding that, and how to do it. Exactly. But I like what we were stressing about was the relationship with nature, and how personal it is, how individual, and how how it actually inspires a lot of creators and has inspired a lot. So you can take inspiration from this poem, which I think is very nice. It's a little bit dark, but not to the point of being macabre. But at the same time, it's really it's about the nature. It's about the individual, the personal relationship with nature that creators have. So yeah.
Are you going to read it or no?
No, I'm not going to read it. Come on. It's not too long, but it's really nice, and I think you need to have the text on it. But I'm gonna let the people prepare, and I'm gonna read it next time, so it's a little bit better. But do look it up, and Robert Frost, he's a wonderful poet. Like I had no idea about his biography. I just read it a couple of days ago. And yeah, I mean, it's true that artists don't have an easy life, but oh my God, sometimes it's just plainly tragic to get there. Fine, okay. So yeah.
So tomorrow we're going to announce, yes, I guess it's going to be tomorrow we announce in the new subject for our contest. And
Yes, we're gonna.
we're going to be more descriptive about how to approach it and how to tackle it.
Yeah.
That's just to create from the beginning the possible new winners.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. So it's also because from the first subject, it was very open to interpretation, and you can make it as you want. And here instead, you have almost like a clear visual image, but it's more the feeling of it. It's not really like you have to recreate a snowy evening or a forest. It's just about the feeling that the poem inspires to interpret them as you want.
Okay. That's going to be complex. It's going to be really complex.
It's going to be complex, but sometimes complex things actually make it for a nice subject to explore.
Yes. Dive into deep, yeah.
Definitely. And the more complex, yeah.
Well, it is great. So,
Okay, wonderful.
yeah, wonderful. It was a nice experience to make our life together. So
Yeah,
next
definitely.
time we will be 2 or 3 of us even, so we can try to see how it will go. And well, for today, for Sunday Life, I think we can finish.
I
Yeah.
think that's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Good, because otherwise, I would just speak for at least like 20 more minutes, and maybe that's a little bit.
We can start a new subject and then never finish
Yeah.
this live session. So guys, thank you for watching us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And join us in the gallery, join us in social media, write us the questions, we'll be happy to answer them next
Yeah, exactly.
or by email as well.
Okay.
So, thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Okay.
And we're gonna have the lives to explain a little bit better, so just to have an idea of it.
Definitely. So much.
Okay.
Everybody
Thank you so much.
who was watching for us, bye bye everyone.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.